Wes, do you have an injury update on Brad and DeLon, who we also saw leave in the fourth quarter?
Brad was just had some back tightness. Obviously, we're able to return, so we'll have to just monitor, see where he is, and thankfully we have a couple days to kind of get on the mend, get right. DeLon, right now, we'll call it hamstring tightness. I don't have an idea yet of the severity, but obviously he was forced to leave the game, so it's a bit of a concern.
What did you like about that third quarter in particular?
I thought we were able to get a little bit of a rhythm. It's always tough. You go a stretch without Brad. He's able to come back into the game and kind of gave us some life. The changing defenses throughout, last season gave us a lot of problems. I thought we handled it a little better tonight. So there's growth, in that area. But overall, I think, finding a way to play as close to 48 minutes as possible is big for us. It's not always going to go perfect, but we were able to weather the storm and kind of separate there in the third and obviously in the fourth.
And Will was really big for you guys while Brad was out. He's a guy who's done so much for you in Denver. He kind of seemed like he was a glue guy a couple of the playoff runs. What does having him in a second unit kind of give you guys?
It gives us a lot of comfort. I mean, you never want to be without Brad, for a long stretch, but he's a guy that you can play through, and he can create his own offense. He's pretty good in the open floor, playing pick and rolls. So there's a comfort level with having another facilitator, playmaker, ball handler on the floor who can create offense. And it does take some pressure off of Brad, and of course gives us a little parity with that second group.
Does he have free reign to do the behind the back spin move, all that stuff?
Not yet.
What aspects of your defense did you like most tonight?
I thought we were cleaner with our coverage, and then more so second half than first. There were a lot of game plan errors that I thought allowed Detroit to hang around. We were up, and that game could have gone to 20, and they cut it back to 10. So just having the discipline to stay the course, make sure we're communicating at a high rate, we're all in sync and locked in. It's going to happen, but let's try to minimize those stretches as best we can.
And paint points for you today. What did you like about how you were able to score inside?
Well, we knew going in that they struggled a bit guarding the paint. I think bottom third in the league. It's been a strength of ours thus far. I think we're top 7 or 8 right now. So getting into the paint, obviously finishing at a high rate, and we know what that generates for us: free throws, open threes, and it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So anytime we can get downhill, it's been good for us.
Did you have to sell Will on the coming off the bench? Or I know he did it in Denver for Michael, but he had been a starter the past few years.
Yeah, I don't know if I had to sell him on it. We talked about it, but I think his mindset. He's been on a part of winning culture on a winning team, and he's mature enough, I think, at this point to understand the role, and he knows in that second unit also gives him an opportunity to shine. And I tried to explain to him, Monte, all of our guys. Have a veteran feel that it's not who starts, it's who ends, and the flow of the game will determine that. A lot of nights that will be Will, it's Monte, DeLon. We have the flexibility to kind of pick and choose, in that moment as far as for what we need.
And for Will, just how helpful is it to have Monte here with him, that they know how to play each other? It seemed like during that stretch without Brad, they were really kind of connecting with each other too.
Well, they've been there. They've been through it. So having that synergy and kind of a feel for each other, I'm sure it's natural. And those guys have played several years together at a high level. So I'm not surprised at all that they're right in sync.
How contagious are deflections?
I'm hoping they continue to be contagious. And the best part about it is we're creating those, generating turnovers, getting deflections, for the most part being solid. We're not up the line, we're not gambling. A lot of that I have to give credit to DeLon. Mm-hmm. And, he kind of sets the tone, speeds guys up, which makes those plays that other guys are making behind him even easier. So it is one of his strengths, but there's no doubt that it is contagious, and I think it just gives us life and energy, creates easy offense. Anytime we can get deflections and turn teams over, now we're running, and we're pretty good once we get out and run.
And how important is it to get those without stretching your defense, without gambling too much?
Well, I mean, we've seen it.
exposing
Full transparency, we've struggled one-on-one as far as guarding the ball. So we don't want to be hugged up. We don't want to be overly aggressive where we're spread out, to your point. Now teams are just driving gaps and living in our paint and living downhill. So, the mindset is, sure, hand activity, multiple effort, being a step ahead of the play, being in our spots early usually lends to those deflections. But we don't want to get up the line and, try to take teams out of their offense per se, because I think that does stretch you a little thin.
Okay. Hey, Porzingis. So how did you feel about tonight's game coming back from a loss and now bringing a win home?
Yeah, decent win for us. A game that we're supposed to win, and we took care of business. Happy with the result. Would have been better if we got the lead earlier, kind of not let them stay around in the game. Got the lead earlier, so that way we could give more minutes to the guys that maybe don't play as many minutes. But overall, I think it's good. There's definitely things we can clean up from this game. So we'll look at the film tomorrow and go from there.
KP, for you, I think you had 3 early looks at 3 early on. I guess, was that just, okay, if they're going to give you that much space, you're just going to keep taking them?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be aggressive. I felt like I wasn't in Cleveland. I wasn't ready for them topping Brad and that way kind of leaving me open. And there were opportunities for me to be aggressive and shoot the ball or create plays for my teammates. And I could have played better in Cleveland, definitely. So tonight, as soon as I got the open looks, I took them and trusted my shot. And a couple went in right away, so they had to change up the way they were guarding me. So now they started switching, and that's when we kind of went into the mismatches and all that. So I think the more we keep playing together and see what the team does against us, the quicker we'll make those adjustments and get to our spots and make plays from there.
What did you think about Brad taking the charge early in the game?
He sets an example for everybody, doing that and getting charged. Did that cause him to get out the game?
Weston, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He plays hard and he's an example for everybody. It has to trickle down. If he does that, then everybody else has to be able to do it. And I'm glad he came back in the game healthy and got a few buckets and bounced.
Hey, KP, I asked Coach what was one of the positives to this 3-1 start. He said defense. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I think it was decent. I think we had our mental lapses in Cleveland. I think we still did have a few of those tonight, but I think overall we're more locked in, and we did a better job. And if we want to be a winning team, we have to stay locked in for 48 minutes. We have to get this team out earlier. As I said, we gotta build up that lead and not let him hang around 10, 12, 13 points where the game is kind of still. Build that lead up to 20 and let the young guys play.
And then with keeping with the defense, how much does that championship belt kind of help the intensity of your defense?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Just for a competitive spirit inside the team. I think it's good. And kind of brings, defense is not fun. Nobody likes to sit down and burn your legs out on defense, but this kind of gives a little extra fun to it, that you want to go for the belt and at the same time, help your team win.
You guys have been very unselfish on offense so far. How does that help create consistency longer term, especially for team chemistry, knowing that when you give up the ball, you're gonna it's gonna come back to you? How does that help with creating consistency?
Yeah, again, I think it starts with Brad. Brad's just been making plays for everybody, sharing the ball. Even though he's the most talented guy, the best scorer we have on the team. If he does that, then the next guy has to make the next play, the right play, And as I said again, it kind of trickles down from him, starts from him. He's setting that example for everybody else, and we have to play that way to be a team that plays the right way and makes the right pass.
KP, can you talk a bit about Will Barton's contribution tonight, especially with Brad out there for a bit with the back tightness?
Yeah, Will was great. Will is he's a bucket. That's what he does. He scores the ball. always aggressive. I heard him. He got like 2-3 buckets in a row, and we were coming in transition. He's like, "Damn hot," yelling at him. It kind of made me laugh. He just wanted the ball so bad, and he got the ball. Tay threw it to him, and he hit another 3. So I'm like, yeah, this guy's. You could tell that's like that's a great like a high level guy's confidence. When he's like that, then he's been in the league for a long time, and he's a scorer, and and that's what he does. So I'm glad we have him on our team.
Kristaps, in the first quarter, we saw an action where Brad comes off of a screen from you, gets the pass, you roll, and he hit you with an alley-oop pass. We've seen that action a few times now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your chemistry on the court with Brad?
Yeah, it's great.
Far?
I love playing with him. He takes so much attention away from me. On those curls, the big has to help. Otherwise, he has a layup, and he had a few of those in Cleveland. And tonight, the bigs. I wish we would have got more time to play together tonight, but the minutes that we got together, he's giving the ball wherever it was, he had to go, and that one through the lob. Brad's great. I love playing with him.
Kuz, I guess if you could elaborate on what you already told Megan about just wanting to come in and be aggressive tonight.
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and be really, really aggressive. I thought that in Cleveland I was playing real soft. I kind of let them, take me out the game. If you look at that game, they really didn't give me looks, chances, opportunities to score. And I kind of just stood there and took it. So, my focus tonight was just to come in and just be ultra aggressive and just be who I am.
Denny obviously had the assignment of Cunningham tonight. What did you think about his ability to limit him?
I thought he did a solid job. I think for Denny, he's a talented player, but for him, it's all about his mental. He's very, very good when he's on, and it's all about consistency. And if he can continue to do what he does defensively and add something offensively, it's just only going to make us better as a team and a unit.
Hey, Kuz, it's a small sample size, 4 games, but what's been the one positive for you so far in these 3 wins?
That we got wins. I think that's just the biggest thing. It's so early, man. It's only 4 games. I'm not really into, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 right now, because last year we started 10-3 and then went to shit. So, it's all about every game, every day. We have to build good habits. We have to come in and work. I thought tonight, we won by 20, but it was a little ugly 20. If you look at that first half and a little bit of not really the second, really the first half, we really played to that team's level, and that's no disrespect, but we got to be better. All of us, everybody on the bench, and the guys that are playing, we have to be better, but. 3-1. Is it 3-1?
Yeah,
3-1. You'll take it for sure.
And lastly, how has that championship belt kind of brought a newfound respect for defense on this team as well?
It's fun. It's great. I think, we're just trying to continue to establish a culture here, and that's just something new that we put into it. DeLon's won it, AG's won it, Denny's won it. So. I think it's good. I think it's. I don't think guys are coming in the locker room saying can't wait to win the belt, but that just shows you where our mindset is as a collective unit and a team. It's on the defensive end.
You guys have played really You guys played really unselfishly on offense this year. How do you maintain that, and what are the benefits of continuing to play that style of basketball that you guys have been playing so far?
I just think that we have a team that knows how to play basketball. Brad's a great decision maker. Always trying to make the right play. I'm trying to make the right play. KP as well. Monte's an excellent passer. Barely turns the ball over. DeLon just knows how to play basketball. Same with Thrill. So going down the line, it just makes it a little bit easier and simple. So. It's really fun.
Kuz, all 9 of your makes tonight came in the paint, 9 of 11 in the paint. And Wes was talking about how important it is for the whole team to get downhill and get to the rim. How much of a concerted effort are you putting into getting to the rim?
I mean, that's my game. So I'm always trying to get to the rim. You know, I know that if I can get my 2 feet in the paint and I can get to my floater or I can get to a layup, I'm 6'10". So, you know, I just always try to play to my size. Really mad I missed 5 threes tonight. A couple of them felt good, but I think, you know, that's why I'm just at my best, just trying to get downhill, playing in the paint, and then also, you know, making good decisions. You know, if I'm in the paint and I can't shoot the ball, I'm going to try to find an open guy. And, you know, the biggest thing we want to do in basketball is generate paint to great threes. And that's just how I try to play the game of basketball.